Yembra studio na mene Madam Etornam say ending komo or founder and CEO for Inspire Today. You know, Indi and komo na onfa nchechemu kakra emfa embrace what they do, their plans, their activities, and all. Yemano akwaba embra jumedini so. Etornam, good morning.
Good morning.
Na no mti sano pay.
Boko.
Yemo akwaba nso.
Medase.
Yo, Inspire Today.
So Inspire Today, yeah, NGO. It's an NGO that focuses on menstruating girls in public schools. Okay. That's because me call public schools, me call public school, me call Kotobabi 13 JHS. And I could identify with what their challenges are. What the records indicates now. Most of these girls, when they are menstruating, they don't go to school because they don't have the necessary resources, you know, to keep them comfortable when they are in school. Inspire Today was born out of that. What we do is that regularly we mobilize resources and funds, and we go to the public schools, especially the deprived ones, and we support them. So we give them sanitary towels, we give them bathing soap, more roll-on, more shaving sticks, and panties, because you'll be surprised, most of them don't even have more than one panty. And that's really sad. And that's what we do. So over the past 4 years, we started in 2019. We have supported more than 11,000 young menstruating girls in public schools in Ghana here. Wow. Just this past International Women's Day, we were in the Volta region. I'm glad to say that we're able to support more than 4,000 girls in the North Town district and also in Ho, in some rural communities in Ho. So we partnered with the MP for North Town, Okujetu Ablakwa, and then the DCE, who's also an MPP member, and it was really an exciting moment we had with the girls. So that's what the foundation generally is all about. Now,
that one incident that would have birthed this idea, how did it happen? What prompted you, regardless of you being in a public school and you know, going through the experience, something obviously would have triggered the decision?
Yes.
What happened?
So I'm glad you asked, because it's really, when you're not faced with a situation, you won't really appreciate what people go through. So first of all, I was in a public school, and when your parents are in between jobs and they're unable to provide for you the basics for you to stay in school, that's something for you to worry about. And so when I became a journalist and I told myself that, okay, Etornam, you are in a position where you can use your story to support other people, I realized that these girls need mentoring, they need help. So for the past 7 years, I go to schools and mentor them. So I go and talk to the girls about what their career is. And we're not giving them anything at the time. But if you are preaching to a hungry person, you need to give them food. So I realized that they needed more support, more than the mentoring and coaching and telling them how to pursue their career and all that. So after one of my mentoring sessions, which was in 2018, one of the headmistress in the school called me and showed me one young girl who she felt that needed help. Her parents were all dead and she was living with her auntie and she didn't have any help. And so the woman said that if I could adopt that girl so that she can go to school, because she's unable to come to school. So I made her come to live with me. And my dear, when the lady came to live with me, then I realized that these girls have problems, you know. She had never used sanitary pad before. I gave her a box of sanitary pad. She didn't know what it was. She actually thought it was a pack of candies. I realized she had only 2 panties, and this was a panty that her grandmother bought for her at the age of 9. And when she came to live with me, she was 11. So you can imagine using 2 panties for that long, and they were in tatters. So then I said, no, you know what, we need to do more than just go and talk to the girls. We need to do just more than speaking and encouraging them to pursue their goals. They need what they need to have to stay in school. So I spoke to a friend of mine, she's a nurse. Thank you, to be wherever you are. And I spoke to her and I told her about why we need to support these girls. And so we started putting money together every month. So we started with a group of about 100 girls. So we go to maybe JHS 3 and we support them. Then we realized that the needs were increasing, the requests were coming. And so we decided to start documenting it. So it was just last year we started documenting it. So we will do the story and we'll show it on air and we'll speak to people and ask them to come on board to support us. And that's how far we come. So that young girl was what triggered the whole movement, and we decided to make this spread the love to a lot more girls.
How prevalent and prominent is this situation?
It's serious. It's serious. I live at Bawe, and so I decided to support the menstruating girls in Bawe cluster of schools. This was last year, Menstrual Hygiene Day. 92% of the girls, and this is from the District Education Directorate office, 92% of the girls have never used sanitary pad before. And it's not because they don't know it exists. They see it, people buy it, their parents can't afford it. So these girls are using racks, recycled racks. Last year, October, to mark International Day of the Girl Child, we were in Dodowa. The girls used newspapers. Imagine, so we'll be using newspaper a day menstruating. How discomforting it can be. So it is not a joke. These are real life situations. And sadly, here in Ghana, there's 20% tax on sanitary pads because government considers it as a luxury product. It's not a luxury product. The girls don't choose to menstruate. It comes naturally. People are giving free condoms when they are choosing to have sex. So why can't we give the girls free sanitary towels so they can stay in school? Especially when we know that research indicates that the girls, every time the girls are missing classes, is because they are menstruating. Why should someone miss class just because they are menstruating? That's not right.
Now, let's talk about the gravity of the situation and the implications therein. So, well, it's heavy for me to say, but I'll try. Obaibun insa, nase oyusu paper, and as obaibun insa, nase oyusu cloth, as our mothers used to do. What are the implications if a woman does so? Okay,
so let me start with newspaper, for instance. This newspaper in front of you is printed with a lot of chemicals, and the girls don't have. So I was even asking, how do you manage? So I'm didn't sew 4 newspaper no. Now it's soft kakra. So already you are mixing the chemicals and it's getting into your system. So you are infecting yourself. So you go down the line 10, 15 years down the line, and now saving 12, 8 years down the line, when you or say her menses is not flowing properly because she has gotten infections over the period.
Okay.
You know, and these are ladies that your children are going to be getting married to. These are future leaders of the next generation, and we are exposing them to these hazards. Those who are using rags, there are even some areas only running water, even in the Greater Accra region. Only running water. And our man use rag. Or use rag and we know about wash. How well is this rag washed? You are reinfecting yourself.
Okay.
So why won't you make it affordable for the young lady to be able to access sanitary towels? And that is what Inspire Today is advocating for. We know that government inquiring to me. We know we are asking them to reduce the 20% tax. Only about 5% at least will make the pad cheaper for the young girl. 8 cedi. I remember at Bawe, I spoke to one of the women, one of the mothers. She says she has 4 children, all of them girls. And she doesn't earn, she's a petty trader. She sells biscuits and toffees. She doesn't earn anything more than 5 cedi a day. So if every month she's having to buy 4 sanitary pads, because some people flow a lot. So if she's even buying 1 for each girl, 8 cedi times 4, what would they eat? And these are real life situations. So it is what it is. So what we are advocating for is for more support for the girls so that they can stay in school. Government has to do their part, and the NGOs, corporate institutions, if your corporate social responsibility is aligned, we ask you to come on board and support this movement.
Now, as it stands now, without your input, without your activities, are there provisions for young girls or more schools, you know, and the public schools for that matter, either the GES or the Ministry of Health? Is there any provision like that to cater for them? There
is none. There is none. I remember when I wrote to one of the schools, it's called Soccer Day, in the North Town district, when you are getting to Ho, Soccer Day. one of the schools, when I wrote to them, were told that they contribute and buy sanitary pads for the girls, because some of them come and they are stained and they are embarrassed. So then they will call them aside and then they will give them the sanitary towel. I haven't seen anything documented anywhere that says that every month we are giving these amounts of sanitary pads to the girls. All the schools I have visited, we have been to about 7 schools in the Greater Accra region. We started a movement with the Volta region just this month, to mark International Women's Day. And I haven't seen anything documented. Well, when we spoke to Honorable Okujetu Ablakwa, the MP for Norton, he said that they had some form of provision to support about 300 girls every year in the Norton. I don't know what kind of support he was talking about, but I think that the DCE said that they would want to collaborate with us more, because we took care of about 3,000 in the Norton alone. And if the girls are telling you that, but for your support, they are still using rags, then you should know that there is no lay down, there are no provisions currently for the girls in school, because they said, but for you, we will still be using rags. Yes.
Now, how do you make it happen? I mean, seeing that, if you're doing the maths, 8 cities and 3,000 students, 4,000 students, how do you make it happen?
It's crazy. It's crazy. When we started, it was tough because Obibeka Cho said, you're offering your piano. Someone wants to see what you're doing. They want to see how you're doing it so that they can support you. If they haven't seen what you've done, it will be difficult for them to support you. So we have had some people who have supported us over the period. For instance, last year, during the menstrual hygiene day, we got Stanbic Bank to give us some sanitary towels. And then we also got Ghana Chamber of Mines. I want to say thank you to Mr. Suleiman Akoni for supporting us all this while. So they also come on board because they have a project they call Purple Peach. So these are 2 main institutions that have come on board so far to support us. We are trying to speak to MTN Ghana because of the MTN Ghana Foundation. We are trying to speak to some other corporate institutions to come on board, but they haven't come on board yet. So far we have had Stanbic Bank and the Ghana Chamber of Mines give us some support. We also had some books from Step Publishers, from a few other publishing houses, because they give us books to give to the girls. So, but most importantly, we have had support from individuals who don't even want their names mentioned.
Okay.
Individuals. So what we do is that, for instance, next 2 months will be Menstrual Hygiene Day.
Okay.
And what we do is that we put out a flyer out there and we ask people to donate. So you have people, someone bringing in 500, someone bringing in 150 CDs, 20 CDs, and we are able to put it together and we are able to buy the sanitary pads. So that's how we have been surviving. We haven't had any support from government yet. We're hoping to partner government. You know how it is these days. When you partner one government, another government comes, they think you belong to this party A and party B. And that has been the challenge, because you know how very political our system is. But we are surviving. And we are happy that Happy FM, for instance, is giving us a platform to talk about it, the platform to reach out to people out there, to let them know that Inspire Today is out there supporting young menstruating girls, and we are very grateful. So that is how we mobilize the funds.
But your team you work with, how I don't know, for a young NGO like yours, your membership, how do you get them?
So we have a lot of volunteers. So we have a lot of volunteers from the various regions, because we don't earn any salary, so we cannot pay you. So what we do is that we let the people volunteer. And interestingly, there are lots of people in Ghana who want to volunteer, and that's the joy. You won't believe it. I spoke to a few of the people, because I went to school in the Volta region. I spoke to a few people, my former mates, and they said, Etornam, we are willing. So they mobilize people, and we get the T-shirt, and then they volunteer. So they took me around. We spent about 3 days in the Volta region. We went from one place to another, one district to another, and they are ready to volunteer. In the Greater Accra region, my friends, my family, there was last year my mother-in-law came on board. So we have people, and I have a team called Girls Go Getters. They've also been very instrumental. They come on board and then they support. So we have volunteers all over. We don't have paid members, because we don't, it's an NGO. We don't earn any income. what we have is what we use for the purpose for which we were set up.
Okay, we have just about some 2 minutes to end the conversation. So let's try and get people to support the brand. If someone is interested in supporting the brand, by what means can they get to you? So
our mobile money number is 0548 208 123. 0548 208 123. That's our mobile money number. But we also have, because we are a registered institution. Okay, I'm glad that you have the details on your screen. Happy FM, I'm very, very happy. I didn't think that you had the details on your screen. Thank you so much. So that's our account number, Inspire Today LGB. We will be grateful if you are able to come on board and support us. And I mean, if you're a corporate institution and your corporate social responsibilities aligned, like Happy FM is doing, come on board and support us. It doesn't matter how small. It doesn't. Sometimes you hear the company's name big and the amount you're giving us or the resources is really small, but we appreciate it because you're and so we want to say thank you. I mean, we're very grateful, and we also want to use this opportunity to call on government. The 20% tax on sanitary pads is too much. Okay. Clearly, it's not a luxury product. Some of them have never seen, some of the girls have never seen sanitary pad before. And this is 21st century. So we are appealing to you, take off the 20% tax or reduce it. 5% will be good, because we don't even manufacture. I'm yet to find a company who really manufactures sanitary pad in Ghana. Most of them are imported. So if the money or the tax on it is too much, you know, it is passed on to the final consumer. And so that will be our appeal. We also want to appeal to the parents. I mean, as a woman, you have to be economically empowered. So as we work to support the girls, we want the women to also be economically empowered so you can support your girls. While we put together money to come to the school and support them, you should be supporting them in the meantime, because we can't do it all by ourselves. And thank you so much for having me on your show this morning.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So that's Etornam joining us this morning. If you could project the account number again for me, I'll be grateful before we sign off, so that we can, for our listeners on radio, the account name is Inspire Today LGB. The account number is 62000959968, and the branch is West Hills Mall, and it's the First National Bank account. So please, if you want to support, you can deposit in this account or the MTN mobile money number 054 820-8123, and the name that would appear would be Etornam. Etornam, I'm grateful once again that you made time to join me this morning.
Thank you so much. I really look forward to coming again, and please, next time I invite you to come on board with us.
We'll be glad to support. We'll be glad to support.
Thank you. And just so you know that in May we'll be in Amasaman. We're going to all the rural school there, and then in October we'll be in the north to mark International Day of the Girl Child.
We'll be there to support.
Thank you.
All right. So on that note, we will thank you for being a part of the show this morning. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll bring you the midweek edition of the Happy Morning Show.